conditions with respect to voyage charter and time charter. Now, in tramp shipping, they carry the shipment is under what we call a contract of charter parties. So that is why we call it charter shipping, a contract of charter parties. The charter parties is the main document that is usually used in the tramp shipping. Sometimes they will use other documents, even including bills of lading, but the main document used in charter shipping is the charter party. And they carry cargoes in huge volumes, cargoes that are not contained. They are usually loose, like the grains, the oil, the coal, mineral oils, chemicals, and so on. They are carried. They are cargoes that come in bulk. You can't get maybe somebody coming with a carton like they will do in liner shipping, and then that is all he's coming to send. So liner shipping is like the shipments are in small bits, like what they do with DHL. You can send huge consignment, but a lot of times the consignments are just small items that you want to do, and then they will consolidate it into a container these days. In those days, they will only palletize them, but today they will put them, even after palletizing them, they will still put them in containers to make them handy and also to have maximum security and safety. Okay. So charter shipping deals mainly with bulk cargoes, and they deal with shiploads of usually one type of cargo. You don't have different. If it is grain, it is grains. Sometimes it is what we call pack lots. That is, you have more than one consignee, but it is all grains anyhow. If it is coal, it is all coal, and so on. So in tramp shipping, we say that the cargo determines where the ship is going. So if the cargo is going somewhere, then the ship will go there. We have chartering centers around the world. Okay. This is the chartering center in London. We call it the Baltic Exchange. And we have so many of these exchanges. We have some in Genoa, we have some in Hamburg, Tokyo, New York. We have all these exchanges there. And it is at the exchanges that they go to do the bartering. I'll call it bartering. The cargo owner says, I will give you so much. The ship owner says, I'll take so much. They will talk back and forth, and then they will also agree on the various terms of carriage. Just like you have certain terms and conditions on the bill of lading, you also have terms and conditions on the charter parties, a whole lot of them. And they have to agree on these terms before the cargoes are carried. So the charter party essentially is a written agreement between the ship owner and charterer in tramp shipping. It is the most important document governing the commercial and legal relationships between the parties. And it would include all the stipulations, all the conditions, terms and conditions to the carriage or rental agreement between the owner and the charterer. It's a very, very important document, just like the bill of lading is to liner shipping. The four main types of charter parties, we have the voyage, the time, the bareboat or the lease, and then you have the contracts of affreightment. The contract of affreightment is actually a hybrid between the voyage charter and then the time charter. I will explain that later. In the voyage charter party, the owner hires the vessel, the cargo owner hires the vessel for the shipment of the cargo for either a voyage or a specified number of voyages. So he says that, okay, I want you to move this cargo from this point to that point. And after that, I don't need your services anymore. That is a voyage. Sometimes, because the consignment is huge, he wouldn't want to go on a time charter either, because it might not be for more than 4 or 5 months. So he still prefers a voyage charter. So if the consignment will take 2 or 3 trips, then you call it the voyage charter still, but you are performing more than 1 voyage. So you go and come back again and again before the cargo will be finished. Okay. In voyage charters, the charterer may or may not be the owner of the goods. So as you sit here, you can be a charterer. Okay. If you have the requisite knowledge and the expertise, you can be a charterer. You don't need to own the cargo to be a charterer. If somebody has his cargo and he wants to move it, he doesn't know how. If you can position yourself as a charterer, you can go and secure a ship to come and move that. Okay? So you have your cards by all means. So you don't have to own the cargo to be a charterer. In voyage charter, when the charterer the charterer is the person who has the cargo. When the charterer pays the owner, we call that amount freight, just like we do for liner shipping. In liner shipping, the consideration or the money they get is called freight. In voyage charter, it is also called freight. And this freight can be a lump sum, or they can charge on a per ton basis. When it is a lump sum, what it means is that the cargo owner is going to pay a certain agreed amount of money, irrespective of the volume or the weight of the cargo. That is what they've agreed on. And then he pays that. That is a lump sum. But when they agree on a per ton basis, what it means is that every ton of cargo that you put inside the ship, you are going to pay a certain amount, which can be greater or lesser than the lump sum. But it is what they have agreed to do, that they will pay a certain amount. Another important point to note in a voyage charter is that when a vessel is voyage chartered, the master and the master and the crew, they are the agents of the ship owner. That is, they represent the ship owner, just like it is in liner shipping. In liner shipping, the master and the crew are the servants of the ship owner. In voyage charter, it is still the same, because in voyage charter is basically you just hiring the vessel for a specified time, which is not too long. So the essential features of the liner shipping are still carried on. That is why the money is called freight, and the master and the crew are the agents of the ship owner. And so the reason why this aspect is stressed is that, in chartering, if there's any problem, they will usually go to court or maybe for arbitration, but they want to know whose fault is it and who is liable for that fault. So if the owner and the master and the crew are the owner's responsibility, that any problem they create, it is the owner's problem, the ship owner's problem. So we say that he is vicariously liable. That means he is without fault liable for the omissions and commissions of his employees. So they are his employees. The master and crew are the employees of the ship owner, not the charterer, even though they are carrying his cargoes. Time charter, on the other hand, is for a period of time, usually 6 months and upwards. Then the ship owner would agree to let out his vessel to that person for use. So in a time charter, in the voyage charter, usually it depends. Sometimes they will pay, you have to pay upfront. It's usual that you pay upfront before he gives you the vessel in voyage charter. But in time charter, what they usually agree on is that we have agreed a sum, let's say every fortnight, every 2 weeks, or every month, I pay you, okay, for the use of. So time charter in a way is like you hiring a house for a period of time and living in it, and you pay an agreed sum. Okay. Now the possession and control of the ship still rests with the ship owner. The owner still owns the ship. The owner still possesses the ship. The owner still determines to a certain degree how the ship is going to be used. Therefore, the master and crew are still the servants of the ship owner. And therefore, if they commit anything or they omit to do something, it is the ship owner who will be held liable. However, it is the charterer who gives instructions as to which port the vessel will go to, because he has a cargo and he has agreed he wants to move his cargo to that port or to this port. So he will determine which port he's going to go to, and the ship owner will not have any reason to refuse to go to the port he's agreed upon. That is agreed upon. Usually in voyage charter, the charterer will specify a specific port. That is, we are going to the port of Tema, we are going to the port of Lome, we are going to the port of Abidjan.